Hello and welcome to your latest Skylines Sunday. So, we are edging ever closer to 100,000 citizens, and that means we are going to build our secondary downtown, which is going to be over here. So, it's funny, I keep calling it secondary downtown, but we don't really have a proper downtown, do we? We do have, Grove Park over here, and we have a couple other spots like Beechwood Square. They could be called downtowns. You could even argue like Maple Park is a sort of a hub, but we don't really have a dedicated downtown. So our secondary downtown might actually be kind of our real downtown, even if it is sort of like off in the corner. Now, I want to wait until we actually get to 100,000 before actually building this downtown. But we can do other stuff surrounding it as we get closer, because it would be nice to do some, just some preparation work, you could say. For example, outlining exactly where it is. So, my thought is it's going to be rather large, but it's not going to be all-encompassing or anything. It's going to be this area here. Sunset Heights is actually kind of a cool name for the downtown. Kind of do like it. I mean, I don't know if I'd call it Heights. It is higher than sea level, though, so that's something. And there's a few things I want to keep in mind with this location. First of all, we have a rail hub, and I want this to be connected to other places. So these two lines are likely to go that way, and these three lines are likely to go off in this direction somehow. Now, we also have to keep in mind that we have other things that are going to be coming up. You see here in our little list, we have a bike ring, a second orbital highway, and a third circular canal that are all coming up very soon after the secondary city. And I feel we don't have to necessarily wait until the city is to those numbers to start building those things, just because they are going to take up a lot of room, and we want to have some space set out for them. So what I'm thinking is, along here, we're going to have a corridor that will be a canal with a highway next to it, and also a bike lane and other things going on here. So I'll show you what I mean. We'll do a little demonstration in this area. So the canal could be here, for instance. We would have a bit of a spot here, and next to that, we would have a bit of a berm or a wall of some sort, and then we would have an area that was lower, but maybe not as low, like this, and that would be our highway. I think I'm going to have to scooch these both over just a little bit. Alright, take the berm, put it here, and you have to be very careful, because any kind of overflow of the water is going to result in our highway being flooded if I decide to go with this construction method. So let's make it just a little bit lower. And we're going to make this a little bit lower too. I want this to be close, but not too close to the traffic over here, or the trap. What am I saying? To the hub. So it would be something like this, right? Like that's just a basic proof of concept. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and erase at least most of this. It's actually better to pause when you're doing a major terraforming like this. But, so, what my thoughts are, we aren't going to be building here until we hit 100,000, but I do want to keep working on this area. So what we're going to do, I like to do opposites. So we're going to flop over to the exact opposite side of what we're working on, which is this area, which has this funny little circle that I'm deciding to keep. And what we're going to do is we're going to flip forward and back between building this area and building the area we were just working on. Now over here, I had the thought that we have our high-speed monorail line. So what happens if we, first of all, we take an area. Oh yeah, there's going to be a canal over here, isn't there? I almost forgot about that. We take this area, Empire Hills. This is not the hills. We'll call this Empire Valley. And we are going to flip-flop between developing here and developing over there. Now, I'm thinking for this area, we're going to define an area that is adjacent to our monorail, like this, with 2 roads that are 8 tiles away. And everything directly touching the monorail is going to be high density. And everything further out will, for the most part, be low density. This is my current idea. So isn't that cool? It's going to be a little bit interesting over here, but by and large, my goal is to make high density, close to the rail, so that they might use this as like a major hub, a major thing to get them through. And then further out, it will be low density. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of development. And then we're going to do a little bit of work over there. Does that sound fun?
So I
Okay, so here is the progress we have so far. It might not seem like much, but sometimes just putting down the first initial bones is a process that can take some time. So what we have here is the start of the highway, the canal, and the bike lane, which is on the berm dividing one from the other. Now, this is going to be a very fraught project to try to connect this canal to this reservoir, because playing with water is always a mess, and I want to sort of make it that ideally I'd like to turn these two on and have a similar flow level out here, and this reservoir not filling up and overflowing into the rest of the world that we have. But yeah, there will definitely be saving before that happens, and if things go terribly wrong, there will be reloading. This isn't Civ. Civ scumming is not a thing in city builders, so that is an acceptable thing to do in my eyes. And as you might imagine, we have to do this all at once, this canal, fill it with water, because you can't just like do part of a canal. The water will go, and if the water is not going anywhere you want it to go, well, you're going to have, as they say in the biz, a bad time. So that's going to be a big thing that we try to do. In terms of this highway, it doesn't have the same property. It can be as long or as stubby as we want. And, I mean, I do eventually have a goal for this highway. It's going to be the second ring road around the city, which means you can sort of already roughly anticipate some of the route it's going to take. But for the time being, until we actually get to the population milestone where the list says to make the second highway, we're just going to make the parts that are pertinent to our project over here. And if you were very careful, you notice that we have a little stub over here. Interestingly, you can build things over train stations. Like the asset only has a certain height, and if you build over that height, you can just go right over it. So I put that there just to be a placeholder for the highway when it gets over here. So you can imagine that this is going to, at some point, do that. And yes, we're dealing with big slopes and all sorts of stuff, so I had to get a little creative when it comes to the exit ramps and stuff like that. But I think by and large we did well for ourselves, didn't we? So yeah, you can see that there's opportunities for multiple roads and multiple things to connect with one another. And you can see where like one road used to be. This is a crazy little guy. I think this guy actually once was, yeah. When you look at it in total, it's a crazy road. So the other thing we did, you might have noticed, was we started to build this district. It's not much yet. It has under 1,000 people, and we never made policies for it. So we might as well just like throw in a couple good things just to give these people some good stuff. I don't know, we're not going to put too much here, but we will encourage biking. No, heavy traffic can go through here. It's fine. But yeah, we'll just put a few things in here. So we've bumped up over 95,000 people, and we're on track to hit 96 pretty soon. So we're going to keep working at it. We're going to keep chugging. My next plan is we're going to do another chunk of Empire Valley and another chunk of our new downtown, the infrastructure surrounding that. So let's jump into that now.
Between the gaps, I was swimming laps. Got close to some epiphany. I'll convince a friend to join deep ends. Have your toes touch the lack of cement. And gather to one corner of the woods. Echo chambers inside a neighborhood. And centerfold humility shown. You're not as good as what your mama assumed. Aren't you glad that you reside in a hell and in disguise? Nobody had everything. I pulled a shed your memory. Could you say you even tried? You haven't called your family twice. I can hope tonight goes differently, but I show up to the party just in inside a neighborhood. Centerfold humility shown. You're not as good as what your mama assumed. Aren't you glad that you reside in a hell and in disguise? Nobody had everything. I pulled a shed your memory. Could you say you even tried? We haven't called your family twice. I can hope tonight goes
Alright, so we have made some progress towards building the infrastructure surrounding our district. I did add one more exit. I hope you don't mind if I just did that real quick off camera because I forgot to turn the camera back on. But we now have a segment of what will eventually be our second ring road. And we have a channel for our water, which I hope is going to be big enough. Yes, I want it to be nice, and unfortunately, due to space constraints, there's not going to be an area where there's. It won't be like, you know how down here it's like gentle sloping into the water. It's going to be sheer cliffs, kind of like this. But once we get over here, maybe we can have a more gentle sloping type of thing. We are about to play with water. It's going to be a little bit fraught, you know. It's never easy to do anything with water in this game. It's very easy to get a big old flood that just goes everywhere. Also, this bike lane is really janky. Look at this. Because it doesn't auto smooth the terrain for the bike lane like it does for roads or a lot of other things. So you kind of have to play with it manually to get it to do what you want. But yeah, you can see there's like a little stretch where they share the road. But other than that, it just goes along here. So hopefully that'll be something that we can continue on. And how do you like this interchange? It is, of all the interchanges I've made, it's definitely one of them. But, hey, I think it works. We also had to get a little bit creative getting this road to just dance out of the way here. And you might have noticed we also slapped down more development over here, and as you can see, it's not fully built in. I just like how this was. I made a semicircle here, and I just zoned around it. And no, I will not be connecting these two areas. Yes, you will just have to live with this inexactness. It's just gonna be a thing that we do. But it's all right. You don't mind, do you? So, the next thing I want to do is I do believe it's time to play with water. And unlike Highway, where I can just like build a part of it like this, there's no building part of a canal. You have to build the whole thing at once or the water is just going to flow everywhere. So, my idea is, you see this, I want this to be a second outlet from the reservoir. Maybe I can turn these two on and it will function. We will have to see. But the plan is for it to go along here, through this area, and eventually it's going to go to this body of water, and this one here is probably going to go straight out. So we'll keep up this sort of weird island tendency that we have going on in this region. So that's the idea that we have. We won't do it fully all the way around until we get to the a little bit more population. But I think we can at least do that part of things. So, are you ready for playing with water? Oh yes, here we go.
Secret, yeah. Are you ready, boy? Here I come. Catch me. I'm falling. You came into my life. The look in your eyes took me by surprise. It's you and nobody else. Your love has made me so blind I can't see. I am just standing heaven above. So catch me, I'm going, baby. Hold on.
Derp. Derpity derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 derpity derp 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 derp.
And so here it is. The second canal is done. Well, second canal. The segment of canal that I made here is finished. And I think I must have, like, the opposite of the Dunning-Kruger effect going on, because, like, I always think that I'm going to make some sort of great calamity whenever I play with water, but it turns out, like, I'm actually better at it than I thought. And I'm getting better at it than I was at the beginning of this Let's Play, because, like, look at this. Like, you see how this is like an obvious waterfall, and it's like, okay, we're being very careful here, and this is just like, it looks like it was born to do this. I don't know, I'm just getting better at this, I guess. But in any case, we have the canal that goes down here. It's actually higher than the surrounding terrain here. You can't really tell because most of this is lifted up, but I had to replace this with a tunnel to get under. And then over here, it just carves its way through the hills. And it was actually over here that we had some minor flooding problems. I do have a pump down here, and I have another pump over here, which should clear things out if there's ever overflow again. But at any rate, it goes down here. I still have to figure out... You see how it's like surging forward? You know, it's like it's turning into these big waves. I still am not entirely certain why it does that. I'm guessing it's because it gets really narrow right here. I mean, that could be a reason. I don't know, maybe I should have some sort of like collection pool over here that smooths it out going forward. Because this looks really dangerous, but it actually... It doesn't amount to anything too spectacularly horrible, because I don't see flooding going on either side. But anyway, yeah, it just empties into our ground level system over here, and that's good. Now, I've got to point out that we have indeed hit 100,000 residents. A big milestone in any regard, but it means that we are about to start actually building our downtown. Yeah. It's partially because of this area. We have about 4,000 people right here. But it wasn't just that area. Other areas have slowly filled in over time, like this from last time, as it has 4,000 also. But anyway, it is going to be time to start developing this area, and that is going to be a huge undertaking. First thing we have to do is make sure that the power is indeed connected, because we're quite a ways from any kind of power line here. As much as I'd hate to mar this area with big lines going across, it's especially over here in our park stuff, there's really no choice, right? I mean, we have to have power. So, yep, there we go. There is power. And we also need water. Let's just, for now, make water to the station. That's fine. And we can just build out from there. Now, what makes a good downtown? Well, I think we need high density. We need parks. We need unique buildings. We need all zoning types with the exception of maybe industrial. We don't really need industrial there. We'll offload the industrial demand into other areas, such as like this right here. But yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to do the entire thing here, but we can start laying out some of the roads, and I can tell you about a little bit about what the how the roads are going to go here. First of all, I think we can put a park here, right? Yeah, we can. Actually, you know what? We have the ability to build something even grander. Don't you remember there is a what they call a Central Park? Now, I want it to be like here, right? So, we're going to see how this works exactly, because where was I? Oh, we were here. Alright, we're going to have to... It contains a road, but it has to be roadside. It's very annoying. So you get to watch me do this in real time. There's been enough sped up stuff, right? You want to see real time BS. So it needs to be here, and if I'm not mistaken, that's going to be the exact spot that we need for success. We might need to do one other thing to get it there. Yeah, you see that's right. But we need to blow this all up, and yes, that's going to create all sorts of like screaming and crying. Oh no. But boop. There we go. And as a bonus, it fits exactly under that street without us having to do anything to it. So that's cool. Alright, let us rebuild our stuff out here. And the one thing that I've noticed doing this in other cities, you can't upgrade the style of the road that goes through the Central Park. So we're going to have a road that goes and just like changes its nature going through, but that's alright. And also, if I'm not mistaken, there's a subway station in here too. Let me just double check that. If we can press the right buttons. Okay, there's not. I was mistaking it for something else. But this is already a huge thing. And actually putting it right by the train station is a pretty decent draw too, because a lot of tourists are going to come to this thing, as you might imagine. And having it as a fairly central location is going to be good. Now, there's a couple things I want. I want a highway, because I think in an urban area like this, we want a little highway to get people to the other parts of it. So what I want to have is a highway that goes, sort of starts here, wraps around, goes through here, and ends over here. Big segments of this highway are probably going to be underground, just because I don't want to mar this whole area. And the thing here is, I kind of want to have a, what's it called? I want to have a grid pattern, right? But I want to have 3 different grids, all intersecting chaotically, because isn't that fun? And let's go with a very dark gray for this area. I like that, don't you? And what do I mean by 3 grids? Actually, maybe I don't like that. I don't know. Let's see. Do I like that burnt orange better? Looks a little bit more realistic if it's... Let's see, a little bit more burnt. Alright, I dig it. So, what I mean by this is that out here, or in here, it's going to be justified to this street, basically. You see this? But once we get over here, I want it to be justified to this street. Yeah. So, we're going to be playing around with different, excuse me, different things. It's going to require a little jig-jogging to get things everywhere you want it. But such things do not bother us at all. Oh, we have some BS going on here. Oh, let me just fix this. Yeah, how does that meme go? This does not bring me joy. Alright, it's still not perfect, but I'm not 2012 era Dwyron. I do not expect perfection. A little bit of goofiness over here is adequate. And keep in mind, some of these streets we will be ripping up anyway for, what's it called? Large, unique buildings and such. And then, like I said, over here, we're going to have it... We won't have it connect. It's a little too close. But we will have a nice little... Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, I'm happy with this. So this is just sort of a little preview of what we're going to be doing here. We can even have this one go here. Can have this one come here. And that way we create some little irregular blocks that are still aesthetically pleasing and work out and are all good and fun and stuff. So you kind of get the idea of what I'm doing. So I propose now we do some work on that little highway. Sound good? Okay.
Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. For if we don't find the next whiskey bar, I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die. I tell you, I tell you, I tell you we must die. Oh, moon of Alabama, now must say goodbye. We've lost our good old mama.
Okay, so we have our little highway finished, and let's get rid of those stupid things on the side of the screen. Yes, go on, goodbye, disappear. So, yeah, like I might have said, I screwed up when recording, and I didn't put the window in the right position, so you got like a huge screw up. So, I say the highway is done. We still have to make a few exits over here, but that will come when we lay out the road pattern here. So, we have everything in place to start our new downtown, but we are up against the end of the episode, so we're going to be wrapping up for today. I just want to note a couple things. Central Park is very much visited. People are coming here already. So, in the next episode, we will be finally building this area, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to go very well, and we'll have to make sure the connections are up. Now, you see, in addition to the train that we have here and all these trains that we might be building in the future, we also have where is it? Here it is. This is a monorail line, which I am pretty sure it wants to come and join the fun over here. Plus, we're going to have other connections like this rail line, which is clearly intending to go out this way somewhere. Maybe link up over here. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Well, that will bring us to the end of this episode, so I'm sorry about the little screw up there at the end. I hope you won't be too harsh on me in the comments. I hope that you will not call me a nincompoop in the comments. That would be very heart-wrenching for me, and I would not want to see such vile words used against me. But what can I say? I am a dum-dum sometimes. But that is going to be the end of this episode, so I want to thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.